Please open your geography textbook. If you don't have the geography textbook, please open your notebook and a pen to copy down the important point from this today's class. All the cadets are requested to open geography textbook, chapter number 3, motions of the earth. Chapter number 3, motions of the earth. So in this as you are observing here, motions of the earth, right? So we are going to see first, as you are seeing here in the photograph, earth is there and one dotted lines are moving here. So these dotted lines are talking about the motions of the earth. So chapter number 3 will talk and discuss about rotation and revolution. First, let's do is given here that when you will come to the school, at the time we will do this one. This chapter is talking about the movement of the earth around the sun and the movement of the earth on its own axis. So cadets, please have attention here. First, here the paragraph as you are seeing here, that the motions of the earth. As the motions of the earth it is given here, we are going to see about rotation, as this black bold letter is there, rotation, R-O-T-A-T-I-O-N, rotation. Another one is revolution. So here, as you know that the earth has the two types of motion, namely rotation and revolution. Rotation is the movement of the earth on its own axis. Please underline this sentence, rotation is the movement of the earth on its own axis. And what about the revolution? So the movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path is called revolution. Okay, wait a minute beta, huh? Hello. So cadets, please have attention. Rotation and revolution. The word rotation is the movement of the earth on its own axis, and the rotation is clear to you. The earth is moving from this side to this. Next, revolution, the movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path or an orbit is called revolution. Next, the axis of the earth, right? We are here talking about the axis of the earth. The axis of the earth, which is an imaginary line, makes an angle of 66.5 degree with its orbital plane. So here again, please have underlined this sentence, orbital plane. The plane formed by the orbit is known as the orbital plane. The earth receives light from the sun due to the spherical shape. Cadets, have attention here. We are talking about the orbital plane and the angle of it is at 66.5. Next, the earth receives light from the sun. As we are already knowing, earth is a planet and a sun is a star. Going to see the figure number 3.2, right? So here we are seeing the figure number 3.2. So as you are all observing here, the figure number 3.2, day and night on the earth due to rotation, right? So the daily motions of the earth is rotation, and here we are observing here the daily motions of the earth rotation and day and night. Next, figure number 3.1. So figure number 3.1, as you are observing here in this figure, insulation of the earth axis and the orbital plane, right? So this diagram and this diagram, both the diagram you have to draw in your notebook. Both the diagram, that means 3.1 diagram and 3.2, this both diagram you have to draw in your notebook. Next, moving further to see the circle of illumination. The circle that divides the day and night, here we are observing here the circle which divides the day and night on the globe is called as the circle of illumination, right? Here in this diagram it is clearly shown. I am little bit expanding it so you can observe it. So here you can see it. This is there, the circle of illumination. North pole, south pole, right? This side dark is there, this side light is there. So this will be dark portion is going to be called as night, and this light one, yellowish, is going to be called as day, right? The earth takes about 24 hours. The earth is taking 24 hours to complete one round to its axis. The period of rotation of the earth called as or known as earth day. This is the daily motion of the earth. सभी बच्चे यहाँ ध्यान दो, आज हम चैप्टर के बारे में पढ़ रहे हैं और चैप्टर का नाम है चैप्टर नंबर 3, मोशंस ऑफ द अर्थ. In this chapter we are talking about rotation and revolution, right? As the word is here rotation, it means the movement of the earth on its own axis. What is revolution? That means the movement of the earth around the sun, right? जब अर्थ अपने आप अपने एक्सिस पे घूम रही है, that is known as rotation. When earth is rotating around the sun, then that is going to be called as revolution. Clear? Then we had seen about orbital plane and the circle of illumination. Okay? And I told you to draw the two diagram, that's figure number 3.1 and figure number 3.1 this is, and 3.2. Both this diagram you have to draw in your notebook. Next, we are going to see the another point. What would happen if the earth did not rotate? क्या होगा अगर अर्थ घूमेगी ही नहीं? As you are knowing about that yesterday night, right, and today morning, both the situations, activities you are knowing. At the night you were having your dinner. Now before joining the class you were having your breakfast in the morning. So you are knowing about the day and night. As the night is going to be there, darkness will be there. As the day is going to be there, sunlight will be there, sun rays will be there, and so on. So that all concepts are not new to you. But what will happen if the earth will not rotate? The portion of the earth which is facing to the sun will always experience the day, and the another side is going to be have the darkness and brings continuous warmth to that particular region. Other side what will happen is freezing cold all the time, and life would not have been possible in such extreme condition. What will happen if the earth will not rotate? Simple question is here. with this diagram I will explain. Earth is rotating, that's why the day and nights are happening. If it is going to stop, so one side is going to be all the time day only, another side is going to be have night only. Day, so here it's going to be more warm and more heat is going to be received by earth. This part will be freeze cold, and it's going to be very difficult to live in that particular area. Those who want to speak something, please message me through the chat, don't speak out in between. Next, we are seeing about the revolution. So cadet, please first see the two diagram which I told to you. दोनों डायग्राम को देखो. Next, the second motion of the earth. Here we are talking about the second motion of the earth. That's a revolution. And it's take around 365, 1/4 days. Okay, that means 1 year to revolve around the sun. We considered a year as consisting of 365 days. So cadets, soon we are going to understand and know about the leap year. So leap year consists of 366 days, and the reason why we are going to know. We considered year as consisting of 365 days only, and it grows 6 hours. So when the 4 or 6 hour is going to be collected, it's going to be converted into 24 hours. So 24 hours is going to be called as 1 day, and 1 day is going to be added in that year, that is going to be called as leap year. Now you are observing the diagram of the revolution of the earth and season. Figure number 3.3. Revolution of the earth and seasons. And this I had given to you as an homework also. Next, this diagram is talking about when we are having the equinox, right? Summer scholastic, winter scholastic, and spring season where it is there, winter season where is there, summer season is where is there, right? Please see it properly. Next, 6 hours saved every year, and that is going to be added to 1 day. That means that 24 hours over a span of 4 years. So this surplus is added to 1 month of February. Thus every 4th year the February is having the 29 day instead of 28 days. So such a year which is consisting of 366 days is called a leap year. Vineet, very good. Those who are writing in the chat box, very good to them. That's a proper way to communicate to the teacher without disturbing the class. Next, a year which is having the 366 days, that is going to be called as leap year. So what is the meaning of leap year is clear to you. In the examination, the question can be asked, a leap year consists of how many days? So options will be there. In that you have to select the correct option, 366 days. Find out when will the next leap year will be. So that is going to be your homework. You have to search and you have to text me. From the figure 3.3, as we had seen the figure number 3.3, this season 1, right? ये डायग्राम सीजन्स के बारे में बताता है. अर्थ का मूवमेंट जब सन के पास होता है तो समर होने लगता है, बहुत ज़्यादा दूर की तरफ जाने लगता है, विंटर होने लगता है. कैसे हमारे सारे सीजन्स होते हैं ये इस डायग्राम में बताया गया है. नेक्स्ट, it is clear that the earth is going around the sun in an elliptical orbit. So again this part which I am just highlighting it is talking about that this orbit in which earth is moving. Notice that throughout its orbit the earth is inclined in the same direction. A year is usually divided into summer, winter, spring, autumn season. So these are the name of the season. Please underline that. Name of the season, these, which is highlighted with this grayish one, right? Summer, winter, spring, autumn seasons. And as the movement of the earth is here, the season change due to the position of the earth around the sun. As I was talking to you, sun is here, right? And earth is revoluting here. Next, let's do this activity again when you will report to the school, and at the time of activities we are going to do this activity. So your job is to read this activity and just keep it with you. Next we are going to see about, look at the figure 3.3, right? As we had seen about the figure number 3.3, already you are knowing about how seasons are changing. You will see that on 21st June, the north hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. The rays of the sun fall directly on the Tropic of Cancer. As they receive more heat, the result is having that the more heat is going to be received in that area. The poles receive less heat as the suns are slanting. The North Pole is inclined towards the sun and the place beyond the Arctic Circle. Experience continues day and for about the 6 months. Since a large portion of the northern hemisphere is getting the light from the sun, it is a summer in the region north of equator. The longest day and the shortest day at these places could occur on 21st June. So please again underline it, 21st June. At this time, the southern hemisphere, all these conditions are reversed. It is winter season there and the nights are longer than the days. We are talking about north. Then what will happen to the south? If it is here summer, that is going to be have the winter season. The nights are longer and the days. The position of the earth is called as summer solstice. So what are summer solstice and winter solstice? We are going to see with the help of videos also in the next class and in more detail. Moving further to see the next, on 22nd December, the Tropic of Capricorn received the direct sun. So the direct sun rays are falling on the south pole and is going to be tilted towards it. As the sun rays fall vertical at the Tropic of Capricorn is where? In the southern hemisphere. So the large portion of the southern hemisphere gets light. Therefore, it is summer in the southern hemisphere with the long days and short nights. And it's going to be reverse, happen in the north hemisphere. So this position is going to be called as winter solstice. Do you know that the Christmas is celebrated in Australia in summer season? In India, we are celebrating it on 25th December in winter season. But in Australia, it is in summer season. Clear? Next, on 21st March and 23rd September, the direct sun rays fall on the equator at this position. It's neither tilted to the poles and toward the sun, so the whole earth experience equal day and equal night. When there will be equalization in the day and night position, that is going to be called as equinox. On 23rd September, it is autumn season in the northern hemisphere and spring season in the southern hemisphere, and opposite in case of 21st March. And the last here, this chapter is very easy and short. When it is spring in the northern hemisphere, the autumn is in the southern hemisphere. Thus, it is found that the days and the nights and the changes of the season because of the rotation and revolution of the earth. So, cadets, here we are ending this particular chapter. This chapter मैं अभी आपको वापस से जो कुछ आपने पढ़ा उसको थोड़ा रिवाइज करा देता हूँ, राइट? इस चैप्टर में हमने सबसे पहले पढ़ा व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ रोटेशन एंड रेवोल्यूशन. ओके, ये चैप्टर के सभी बच्चे क्वेश्चन आंसर्स बोल रहे थे. कुछ बच्चे व्हाट्सएप पे दे वर आस्किंग द क्वेश्चन आंसर्स एंड नोट्स फॉर द चैप्टर नंबर 3 मोशंस ऑफ द अर्थ. सो टुडे we had seen the chapter number 3 motions of the earth. In that we had talked and discussed about rotation and revolution. So what is rotation? The movement of the earth on its own axis, that is going to be called as rotation. What is revolution? So the earth is moving around the sun in a fixed path or orbit is called as revolution. After that we had seen the angle of inclination, then the circle of illumination, orbital plane, and what is the meaning of earth day. I told you to draw this 2 diagram in your notebook, right? After that, this season diagram, already I had placed you in the homework to draw it. Okay, then what is the meaning of leap year? While leap year is having the 366 day. Next, we have seen the summer and winter solstice. So cadets, please have attention. Whatever the point is given here related to the question answers, we are going to understand it, right? In the upcoming presentation, we will take the question answer and discuss in detail and small slide presentation to once again recapitulate about the summer scholastic and winter scholastic and equinox, right? This tick the correct answer and fill in the blanks. Those who understood this chapter very clearly, they have to do the tick the correct answer and fill in the blanks. So by that, when I will discuss with you in the class, I will give the opportunities to the cadet to speak the question as well as the answer, right? So this is the chapter number 3, motions of the earth, is completed here. This homework, whatever the part I had placed to you, please do that homework. Now I am switching it off. Now you can ask the doubt and difficulty to me. Cadets, I am not able to understand you. Speak louder. Speak louder, child.